We put the...
Now your marks have to be in front of the refrigerator, back up, so you can't get your hair in front of the rabbit. Let's start inching our way through it.
We're still going back.
I thought it was a really interesting idea for a movie. A detective story with a irascible rabbit named Roger. And it just struck. I said, this is a movie that I'd like to go out and see, but this is a movie that we're not going to exactly see overnight. This is going to take years to make. This is not going to be inexpensive. It's going to take a long time. But if done right, it could be, I don't want to say breakthrough, because but it could be something that no one's ever seen before.
The Roger experience took so long that there were many times when the movie almost was destroyed because we had too much time to tinker and too much time to think.
When Bob challenged the animators who said, here we got all these rules about what you can do and not do with the camera, Bob said, look, I'm going to shoot this movie just like a regular movie, and you guys figure out how to put the tunes in it.
It was a real leap of faith on Bob Zemeckis' part, and kind of brave on his part when you think back about it, as he was shooting this elaborate Invisible Man movie, and with the trust that his team would pull it off later.
There wasn't that much confidence that we were going to deliver on time. You know, and that was the worry. You know, you had to make every shot count.
Technologically, yeah, it was a challenge to everybody, and I had no idea, you know, how difficult my part was going to be in it.
I'm not sure it was ever greenlit. It was always sitting there about to be canceled at every moment, as I remember. Every day we had to sweat it out.
We were flying blind. There was no way in real time to know that the actions you were performing on the set were perfect.
And so we would just go, yeah, let's do it. And it would be horribly hard later, but we'd just go ahead and try it. The worst that could happen is that we fail.
Before we started, we of course all had questions. Could it be done with the style that we had envisioned? And so the answer was a test.
Well, the test was essentially to prove to Disney and Amblin, I guess, that the movie could be done and have a certain look to it that you would believe. You'd believe Roger was in the shot with an actor.
Interaction is the key. You see, that the comedians like Laurel and Hardy are constantly all tied up together. So he said, well, I remember, I think I said, have the rabbit run down. The guy walks down some stairs, the live actor, and then the rabbit follows him. And the rabbit is clumsy anyway, so he crashes into some boxes at the bar, or tin cans.
Roger, what the hell are you doing here?
I need a place to hide. I'm in trouble, Eddie.
Then why'd you run?
You haven't noticed. I'm a rabbit.
Right. And you're not gonna get away from me again. This time, are you?
Of course not, Eddie. I would never...
I wish there was some way that thing could be in the film, because when we saw that the first time, we were like going, what is that? You know, this is going to be fun.
I remember when it was done, we showed it to the executives at the studio, and they were like, well, what is that? Is it like a guy in a rabbit suit?
And it was, in fact, I think the thing that thoroughly convinced Disney that we were going to be off on this great journey that, you know, looked like it was going to be possible.
It was clear that all the elements to do this trick, or novelty combination, they were all existing. Of how to do backlighting, how to make the arms look round with little mats. And we just said, oh, gee, well, all we have to do is put the pieces together, you see? The problem is not going to be how to do it. The problem is going to be time and money.
Shortly before we started production, all the key people went up to ILM, and we sat down in the conference room and put our heads together about how we're going to pull this movie off and what our respective jobs were and what our needs were from the other people, you know, doing the special effects, doing the animation. So we had this meeting, we thrashed the whole movie out and what our needs were, and then we flew back to Los Angeles But all I remember after that meeting is being in the San Francisco airport and having this gigantic headache and thinking, how are we ever going to pull this off?
Well, actually, it was 3 elaborate movies in one. It was a period film noir live-action movie. It was a feature-length animated movie, and it was a special effects movie.
Door opens. And cut.
Cut! Baby Herman, you were perfect. You were better than perfect.
Wait. Okay, so
That little line.
wait, you got to get his line in. Okay, so and cut. Now, all right, let's figure this out. If he comes in,
Bob actually approached the filming of the movie not unlike the way he would shoot any movie, which means he would block the scene as if the cartoon character were there.
There was this sort of rule that you can never move the camera when you're doing animation, which I never understood who made up that rule.
And he said, well, why do these other animation directors say you can't? And I said, because they're lazy. You know, I mean, we're supposed to be able to turn things in every direction. That's our job. So you can shoot your movie and we'll just fit the character in. He said, well, isn't that a lot of work? Yeah, twice as much work.
and action.
The first take was always a walkthrough carrying these large rubber dummies of Roger Rabbit and the Weasels. And that would place the camera move and set up the pacing and staging of the shot.
7J, take 1, reference.
Okay, quiet, we're rolling. And action.
Oh, boys, didn't hear you come in.
I said, where's the rabbit?
You mean the one with the orange pants and the big floppy ears and the buck teeth and the clodhopper feet?
Yeah.
Haven't seen him.
Cut.
121J, take 9, reference.
So when Bob Hoskins was there or Joanna Cassidy, they needed something to focus on, some reference point, because they're just looking into thin air. And they had the puppet there, they had the dummy right there on the set.
Does this help?
They would then take the dolls out and shoot the scene without the dolls, and then check them to see if the eye lines were the same.
Does this help?
Yeah, thanks. Do you mean to tell me that you could have taken your hand out of that cuff at any time?
No, not at any time. Only when it was funny.
I've seen other shows that have live-action animation combination, and the people aren't looking at them at all. And you can tell, even if they're looking at them, it looks like they're looking through them, not looking at them. It looks like they're looking into dead space, only at the same eye line.
Right.
So I'm looking at his eyes there.
And then you just drop him to throw the plate, and then back up to that level. Right.
We also put the actors in mime training so that they could learn how to, say, actually, like Bob Hoskins could learn how to pick up the rabbit by the neck and learn how to, you know, make it look like there was weight in his hand and have his hand put around mass and that sort of thing. You know, it was a lot of work.
Roger!
Yes! That's you, sis!
Let's get out of here! What are you waiting for?
No damn key!